What's up, guys? S2H back in action once again, and I have been challenged by a fellow YouTuber, Habs Fans Highlights, a young man who watches all my hockey card videos, comments on all my hockey card videos. He's already done it himself on his channel. He does hockey card videos and highlights, in case you can't tell by the name of his channel, Habs Fans Highlights, where he wants me to make 4 lines out of my best hockey cards, my favorite hockey cards, 4 lines that I would consider really good NHL lines, my favorite lines that I can put together out of the hockey cards I have. So I've done 4 lines. I've done, the 4th line is only 3 players, 3 forwards, and the other 3 lines are 3 forwards and 2 defensemen, and then I have my 2 goalies. And there are a lot of big cards that are actually at my dad's house that I don't have home. So there are some players I will be leaving out. Like I have a really nice Sidney Crosby stature card. I couldn't find that anywhere. And I went through all my base cards, and I didn't want to just use a base Sidney Crosby card. So instead of using Sidney Crosby, I put somebody else special in as my second overall center on my second line. That's the only player I'm going to give away. But anyways, let's get into it. Let's get into my first line. And I can guarantee you there will be some Habs here, because in case you can't tell by the background and the name of my channel and the video, I am a Habs fan. But the first player should be an absolute no-brainer. On my first line center is by far and away the greatest hockey player of all time, number 99 himself, Wayne Gretzky. We have an XPX base parallel here, or base card number 30 of 299. My second player on the left wing, Alexander Ovechkin. Is it the left wing or the... Yeah, it's on the left wing I got Ovi, because I don't got anybody out of position. On the left wing, the next best goal scorer, if not a better goal scorer than Wayne Gretzky himself, probably might even catch Wayne Gretzky's record, Alexander Ovechkin. And as my right wing, a very underrated player in the league today, next to Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl, he is definitely the best player in the league. He's right up there with Nathan McKinnon and Leon Draisaitl, that type of player, just a notch below Connor McDavid. So I have Nikita Kucherov as my right wing on my first line. On my second line, the best defenseman of, on my first line defense, the best defenseman of all time, Bobby Orr, a Team Canada exclusives, number 137 of 199. It should be a no-brainer that he's my top-line defenseman. And his defensive partner, the best Habs defenseman of all time, one of them for sure, Larry Robinson. We have a stature base, number 105 of 149, a green parallel. So that's my first line. Wayne Gretzky, Alexander Ovechkin, Nikita Kucherov, Bobby Orr, and Larry Robinson. So pretty solid first line there, guys. Now we're going to go into my second line. And like I said, I didn't have a Crosby base. I didn't want to put Crosby on the third line. So for my second line center, we have Mario Lemieux. Now, if I was putting players out of position, I would have put him on the first line. I would have took Kucherov out and put him on the right wing. But I'm going by position, so I have Mario Lemieux as my first line center. And if you hear a little bit of background noise, guys, I'm sorry. That's my 6-month-old daughter. She's being really loud in the living room right now. She's teething. And on my second line, left wing, I have Daniel Sedin. Whether it's Henrik or Daniel Sedin, but Daniel is the left wing. Really, really good player. One of the most underrated passers ever. Excellent, excellent player of his time. One of my personal favorites, and there's no reason why he shouldn't be on the second line left wing, in my opinion. And my second line right wing, one of the best players of our era, a 3-time Stanley Cup champion, an excellent goal scorer, had 100 points, over 100 points last year, a 100-point player, one of Chicago's, if not Chicago's, best player in years, next to Bobby Hull and Jonathan Toews. We have Patrick Kane as my second line right wing, well-deserved for Patrick Kane. Now, this one has 3 players on it, but the guy who I'm using as my defense is this guy right here, the patch. I love Dougie Hamilton. He's one of the more underrated defensemen of our era. He's been traded a few times. It seems like he's underappreciated, but man, when he plays, and especially in fantasy hockey, this guy delivers. He's a really good defenseman, and I think he definitely deserves to be on the second line defense. There's no reason why. A lot of people will say, why would you have Dougie Hamilton there? Because he's one of my favorite defensemen in the league, and personally, if I was a coach, that is one of the players I would want right now on my team. And behind him, last year's Norris winner, absolutely solid two-way defenseman. You know what you're going to get from this guy. He always delivers. Mark Giordano, signature sensations. And by the way, the Dougie Hamilton card was a Subway Trios card, numbered to 40. I actually have that for sale right now. For sale for like 10 or 15 bucks or something. And anyways, not that I'm trying to sell it or anything. I'm just saying I probably won't have that card for that long. And up next, as our first our third line, I keep saying first, our third line, this is the right wing, I believe. Our third line right wing, because I had nobody out of position. Sebastian Aho is our third line right wing. He could have been a Hab last year, but Carolina matched the offer sheet. I was going through my cards. There was a ton of other star players there and stuff, but I really don't want to put, like, a super elite Hall of Famer on the third line of, like, my dream team here. Like, no offense, if I was going by just my overall top line, there's certain players I would have there no matter what. It would be, like, Gretzky, Lemieux, and Ovechkin. Like, there's nobody else that would be on the top line for me. But I'm going by position. I'm going by where I feel it would be fair to have him on the third line. So Sebastian Aho would be a very good third line right winger on a dream team, on an all-star team, on a legendary team, on my favorite personal team. And then a lot of people are big on this player. A lot of people love this kid. He's going to be great. He already is great, but I think he's even going to be greater than what he has shown. Like, I'm talking future Hart potential with this kid. He's absolute stud. If, like, McDavid and Draisaitl weren't in the league and he wasn't as young as what he is, he would be one of the Hart contenders. He would be right up there. But when he gets a little bit older, he's going to be one of the best players in the league, hands down. He's already pretty close to it. And he's going to be our center, Elias Pettersson. And that is a rookie retrospectives out of Upper Deck Series. 1920 is what that's out of. So it's not a real rookie. It's not a true rookie. And then, I love this guy. There's no way I could not have him on my team. I didn't think he deserved to be in the top six because of the legends I have in the top six on the right wing, like Patty Kane and Alexander Ovechkin. How can you not, or Patty Kane and Nikita Kucherov. I couldn't put Kessel ahead of either one of those guys, but there's no way he wasn't getting on my third line. Phil the Thrill, Mr. Cups and the Hot Dog, Mr. Hot Dogs in the Cup himself, number 3 of 15, purple variation, dual patch from Artifacts, beautiful card, love that player. You know what you're going to get from Phil the Thrill. You can get 40 goals from this guy, you're definitely going to get 30 from him, you're going to get 50 to 60 points, maybe even more, 70 to 80. Phil the Thrill's the man, whether you love him, whether you hate him. Yes, his work ethic isn't the best in the world, but when he's on fire. He was such a great junior player, and he's just so entertaining, especially when he's on a Maple Leaf. So that's my third line right wing there, guys. Sorry about the background noise, guys. My dad was making a lot of noise in the background. Sorry about that. But anyways, my last pairing defense. A very young, hot defenseman in the league right now. I felt he deserved to be on the third line. I was going through all the good defensive cards I had. I couldn't really find a lot of good defenders because usually when I pull a good insert and it's a defenseman, I sell it because defensemen don't hold a ton of value. So Oliver Ekman-Larsson would be my third line defender. And next to him would hands down be Victor Hedman, former Norris winner, this year won the Stanley Cup. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure it was him who won the Conn Smythe. It was either him or Kucherov, but I'm almost positive Hedman won the Conn Smythe. So well deserving of that third line defense. So I hope you like this Habs fans highlights. I hope you like my team that I put together. So there's the third line of defense. There's all my centers. There's all my lines right there. Or actually, no. Did I leave? Yes. Oh, sorry. That was my defense. I actually left out a line. My fourth line forwards. It wouldn't hurt to mention my fourth line forwards, would it? This guy right here is a legend. He was the first defector from Russia to come over to the NHL. He set the tone. He's the reason why guys like Alexander Ovechkin are in the league right now. Great goal scorer in his day. Absolute stud. Alexander McGillney is my fourth line right wing. Great two-way center. There's no better guy to have on your fourth line if you're going to have a fourth-line dream team. Excellent face-off guy. Pretty solid offensively. Not going to blow you away offensively, but super solid offensively. Super solid defensively. One of the best defensive centers ever in the game. One of the most underrated defensive centers. Great coach for the Habs. Great player for the Habs. Stanley Cup champion. Guy Carbonneau is hands down my fourth-line center. And then we go in to a little bit of controversy. My fourth line left wing is Max Pacioretty, and the reason why I have him as my fourth line left wing, this guy came 1 goal away from 40 goals twice. This guy has the 40 goal potential. He's scored 30 in Montreal a bunch of times. He's a goal scorer, and on the fourth line, I think he's well deserving of being on the fourth line, and I wanted to get some more Habs on this team, and he's one of my favorite players. Yes, it's controversial. Not a lot of Habs fans liked Patches, but I was a big Patches fan. He was a guy who delivered a lot, scored a lot of big goals for the Habs, so I was really happy with it. Max Pacioretty, Artifacts, Aqua Parallel, I believe, 15 of 45. And last but not least, my goalies. And I don't think my goalies are going to surprise anybody by any means. Now, I was debating on who I wanted to be the starter and who I wanted to be the backup. I was thinking between two of these guys, but there's no way you cannot make this guy the starter. Multiple Stanley Cups. the most Conn Smites ever won by a goalie. Won the cup as a rookie for Montreal. An absolute stud between what he did in Montreal and Colorado. Hall of Famer, great coach when he was in the league. Absolutely love this player. There's no way he cannot be my starting goalie. In my mind and many people's mind, the greatest goalie of all time, Patrick Waugh, is my starting goalie. And my favorite goalie, he may not be my starting goalie, but he will always be my favorite goalie. No goalie will replace this guy in my heart. Not only is he my favorite goalie, he's my favorite player of all time. I will always represent Carey Price, and he is hands down my backup. And when he gets a Stanley Cup someday, he will be my starter on my dream team. A Carey Price SBX jersey, game-worn jersey right there. Beautiful card. It was bookmarked $25. It's obviously not worth that. Probably like a $15 card right now. This was when it first came out. Beautiful, beautiful card. So that is my dream team, guys. That is my team of all the cards that I did for Habs Fans Highlights. I met his challenge. I hope you like that I met your challenge, Habs Fans Highlights. And if you want to put this on your channel, you are free to do it, man. He has awesome highlights on his channel, awesome hockey cards video. He's a younger fan, but he knows what he's talking about. I like this kid, and I really, really appreciate him making this challenge. So I hope you enjoy this, bud. And feel free to put this on your channel if you want. Anyways, guys, you know the routine. This is S2H. Stay safe wherever you're to. Have a great night, folks. Over and out.